Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday afternoon, November 30th, the last day of the month of November. We're transitioning into December tomorrow, and it's been a mild month here in the Mid-Atlantic region with above normal temperatures. I thought we'd take a quick look ahead for the next couple of weeks to see what kind of weather conditions we may expect here in the Mid-Atlantic region. And in fact, there are some signs that winter weather will finally appear once again here in the Mid-Atlantic region. We'll kind of walk through a couple different models. The GFS model, Global Forecast System, and the European model, and both models are suggesting that there are increasing chances of colder weather to move into the Northeast over the next couple of weeks. Let's begin here with the latest on the North Atlantic Oscillation. This is the NAO. This is a crucial signal that we watch for in terms of winter weather here in the Mid-Atlantic region. We have a video on the Meteorology 101 section of the siweather.com that kind of details exactly what the NAO is, but this is a map that goes all the way back through the month of August, and you can see the NAO signal right now is right here. It's positive, and it's been positive for quite a while, anywhere from neutral to positive for the last few months. And what you look for is exactly the trend for the NAO, and if it's positive or negative. Generally, when the NAO becomes negative, colder weather can develop here in the Mid-Atlantic region and stick around for a while. The fact that it's been positive is one of the reasons why the atmosphere has not allowed cold air masses to sit for prolonged periods of time over the last several weeks. But this is the particular forecast here for the GFS Ensemble forecast model. And you can see there's a tendency for the NAO, according to the GFS, to drop off from the positive territory closer to neutral and maybe even reach negative status by the time we get to about the middle part of December. So this is the first signal that the GFS is indicating there may be a change in the overall NAO over the next couple of weeks from its current positive position to neutral or even negative by the time we get to about the second week of December. Another way to look at the GFS is here at the Penn State EWAL site, and this is the GFS Ensemble forecast for temperature departures a week from now, around the middle part of next week. And the blues here represent below normal, and you can see much of the nation, especially in the Mid-Atlantic region and the rest of the eastern states, is below normal by the time we reach the middle of next week. This is a running mean, a 7-day running mean in terms of the mean temperature from departure from normal. And again, this is from the GFS, and it's indicating colder than normal for much of the country by the time we get into the middle part of next week. Well, here we have the GFS computer forecast map for next Wednesday morning, and coinciding with that change to colder in the middle part of next week, this is what the GFS is looking like. It has a storm here in the New England states by next Wednesday morning. It's several days ahead, but we're kind of speculating right now as to what might happen. Strong cold front has come through by this time. By Tuesday night or early Wednesday, colder air is moving in on northwest winds here behind this cold front, and there's even a chance that some of this rain could change over to snow, according to the GFS, in upstate parts of Pennsylvania and certainly upstate New York, and maybe even closer to the coast. We'll have to wait and see exactly how that evolves. But the point is, the GFS is indicating a strong cold frontal passage for the middle of next week and another cold air mass moving in along around the middle part of next week. Well, as far as the European model goes, this is a forecast from the European in terms of the NAO, and it has the positive NAO will finally transition to a negative point right around here by about December 7th to the 10th time frame and stay negative for the few days, at least a few days following that. So this is the first indication that the European model is also indicating a potential change to the NAO, which of course could make a change here in the Mid-Atlantic region in terms of the overall temperature pattern. Well, in terms of the specifics for about Wednesday of next week from the European model, this is the upper air map, 500 millibars, about halfway up in the atmosphere, and the winds in the upper part of the atmosphere at 500 millibars are very important for steering surface systems as well as surface air masses. A couple things to point out. This is the U.S. right here, the Mid-Atlantic region. Right now, the European model has quite a cold upper level low right here over the northeastern states, indicating that colder air mass has moved in, as the GFS model also indicated. But a couple things I want to point out here. First of all, notice here in the Atlantic, there's a strong ridge right here that pops up towards Greenland. This is the southern tip of Greenland right here. And also off the west coast of the U.S., there's a strong high pressure ridge here that pops up towards the Alaskan west coast. Both of these indicate a colder pattern may be setting up, and the NAO may in fact be flipping from positive to negative. One thing a meteorologist looks for in terms of the NAO going negative is blocking pattern to set up here around Greenland, where high pressure in the upper part of the atmosphere tends to form, and this allows colder air to move into the northeastern part of the U.S. This is the surface map from the European model for next Wednesday, and a couple things here. This is a very strong high pressure system sitting right here just off of the Greenland coast, indicating some possible blocking here, and all that translates to a possible change of the NAO. It's got a storm system over New England with cold air and possibly some snow up in New England around the middle part of next week. So the bottom line here is both the European model and the GFS model are showing some signs of winter weather possibly finally appearing here in the Mid-Atlantic region, with a potential change to the North Atlantic Oscillation signal, the NAO, from positive to negative over the next couple of weeks. So, of course, we'll monitor that here at the SIweather.com. That's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.